Hi, Miss Cormier. I just realized something. I'm a pro at reviewing stuff, like movies and TV shows and stuff that has to do with films. I just realized that tonight. And I'm telling you, I realized I always been pro since the day of my birth when I watched my first movie in the hospital at nighttime with Daddy. And I feel good about it. I feel a chunk of anxiety because I always wanted to be a pro. I forgot I was a pro since I turned the age 13. Now I just remembered. Yay! So what should I review? What's the most freshest movie in my head right now? Ooh, I really want to do Rocketman. Okay, I'll do Rocketman. Rocketman. Dun, 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 dun. I really like this song. So, the movie opens up with Elton John going into rehab and talking about himself. And he said he opens up and admits that he's addicted to anger. He has anger issues, is addicted to every drug and sex addict, and also addicted to alcohol and stuff. And but that's not what the main film is about. Like most biopic films, that's not what the film's mainly about. That is a small part of the story, but that's not the main part of the story. So the screw-ass Elton John was he like a child, and he tells everyone what is he like a child, so we cut back to him as a child. And Elton John sees his child self in the room where he's in rehab, and he checked himself into rehab, just walked right into the doors and went to rehab, and he wants to get better for himself. So anyway, we see what his child was like. His father wasn't that very loving, and his mother was very much of an idiot for loving a person like his father, and because he couldn't give, he's so old and has these unknown scars. At least that's what it says in the song, and but we don't know what the scars he's carrying are. So it never really dives into that, what scars he's carrying. They hint down in a musical number, but they never really dive into what the scars he's carrying or what scars the mother's carrying. So it comes off as the kind of little flat and unlikable. So, but not too unlikable to the point where you want to see them die. So the likable but not really likable like Elton, because we actually see the scars that he's been carrying because throughout the 2-hour mark of the film. We actually see this, we're the only ones, we see this guy who writes all his music, and we see Elton John Scott. We don't see anyone, and we also see the scars of that, who's also, we also see this guy, his person that hired him from the beginning. We see his guys that carry when Elton John backstabs him because he said he believed in him since the beginning. and why all these years you backstabbed me, and he says it's not personal, but it's just such a sad thing to watch. And this other young guy who also believed in him, who auditioned for this guy, he also gets backstabbed by Elton John. And we see his guys, but we don't. The mother comes in for the mother and the father. We're the only ones that we don't see what skies they're carrying, so it's hard to find them really charming and like and understand where they're coming from. So, and these come across as a little bit of a jerks to Elton. Even when he goes downhill, and he was all the drugs and alcohol and stuff. There is not exactly. We don't really see their soft side towards Elton John. And his real name is Reginald Dwight. And his mother always called him Reggie. So, I'm going to get a drink out of some cherry soda. I meant to say cherry cola. I just brushed my teeth, so that tasted disgusting. Ugh. Ever tried this, Miss Cooley? It's called green juice. It's kind of what's making me feel so good tonight. It's part of the reason what made me feel so good tonight. It made me feel more like me, the old me, only by 1%. But you know, it's better than nothing, right? And it's one heck of a 1%, in my opinion. I feel pretty good. I haven't felt this positive at nighttime since 2003, before Bad Boys 2, before the divorce happened. And so yeah, we see his first hit as the song called Your Song, and it becomes a big hit, and he suddenly gets more big, and he falls in love with this guy that doesn't really care about, who becomes his manager. Who try and keep one hell of a leash on Elton throughout the entire film. As soon as he, screws him, he keeps Elton on a leash, sort of. Actually, that's exactly what he does. He keeps Elton on like a really, really, really the shortest leash possible you can imagine, and can pretty much manipulate Elton John and controls him, and Elton John doesn't realize what he's gotten himself into until it's too late, and points out if he fires him or sues him, the contract says he'll still collect his money after he's dead. So yeah, which kind of sucks for him. Yeah. So anyway, which because of all bad stuff. He eventually loses everyone that loves him, and they show less affection to him because he's going downhill. So, which, but most of them, which they do in such a dickish way that comes across flat and unlikable, except for the guy that again writes his music and Elton considers a brother. And by the end of the film, when he's in rehab, he gives Elton a song called "I'm Still Standing," and he calls Elton his brother, and it's no problem, Elton. And so Elton eventually checks out of rehab and makes the video "I'm Still Standing," and that is Rocketman and One Big Pizza story. I'm sorry, I think I just confused myself. Anyway, that is Rocketman. So, sums up what's really the glue that holds this film together from all the flaws is Elton John and the guy that writes his songs. And everyone does a really good performance and brings such life into their performance. Seeing that really unlikable prick that was just using Elton John throughout the entire film. And there's a really sad scene when Elton John actually tries killing himself, and the song Rocketman starts playing, and the whole thing's a musical, and that's actually one of the music moments when everyone's singing. Elton is actually singing with his inner child while he's drawing himself, and singing the song Rocketman. Is that something very sad and beautiful about this thing? For some, it's hard to really to know what it is. Me, I don't know what it is, but it's just like his inner child is like looking at him, just like with such a disgust and disappointment at him, and he's looking at him at him like he's completely right about his old self, and his inner child is completely right about his old self. Of course he doesn't die. They basically revive him. The people, the ambulance, take all the drugs and alcohol out of his system and gets him started for the concert of Rocketman. And it cuts to him performing. And this really interesting thing. By the time, as the film goes on, by the time he really starts to become an alcoholic and a junkie when he feels like his father doesn't love him because he never got the affection from his father, like ever, and he thinks he's going to get it because he thinks he's about to sign his name. Give his dad an autograph, but it's really just some guy at work. So this really does push Elton way too far. So really, when you look at it, it's kind of always just kind of his father pushed him too high, which made his house go down. Which made him go down and become a drunk and a junkie, which really made him became because before he still drank, but it never showed any signs that he was an alcoholic or a junkie. So by the end of the film and the third act, he tells everyone off and forgives them at the same time. He tells everyone off of how he truly feels. And this tells the guy that used him, says, "You're incapable of love, of giving love to people." So he just tells him to go. He doesn't forgive him, he just tells him to go fuck himself. And he says, "I know who I am. I'm Elton Hercules John." And his inner child says, "I thought you would Reggie Dwight." And his old self says, "I haven't been Reggie Dwight in years." And he says, "Are you going to take care of me and get clean?" And he hugs his younger self and he gets clean. I gave this a thumbs up, right? Yeah, I did. So that is my review on Rocketman.